Up on Citrus TV News, a mass shooting in northern Maryland, the details on the tragedy that left 3 dead and more injured.
And the woman who is accusing Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault says she will testify. Find out what conditions must be met for her to talk.
Plus, today marks the 1-year anniversary of when Hurricane Maria made landfall on Puerto Rico. Citrus TV reporter Anna Azallion is live in downtown Syracuse to tell us how the community is coming together. Citrus TV News starts now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Suspect in a mass shooting in Maryland is now dead. The Harford County shooting left 3 people dead and 3 more injured this morning. Good evening, I'm Gilat Melamed.
And I'm Zach Lang. According to the area's sheriff, the alleged shooter used a handgun to commit the shooting at a Rite Aid distribution center 45 minutes northeast of Baltimore.
Officials say they believe the alleged shooter worked at the distribution center. The suspect shot herself twice after police arrived. No shots were fired by police.
And from one U.S. tragedy to the memory of another, Citrus TV reporter Anna Azallion is live outside La Casita, where students are coming together 1 year after Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico to remember the effects on the island.
That's right, guys. The island is still working to rebuild, and SU is celebrating the resilience of the Puerto Rican people. They're doing this by having an event here in La Casita. It's going to be tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. And I actually spoke with a student that's part of the SU Puerto Rican Student Association. Her name is Patricia Oti. She says that the event is so important for their organization because of the devastation that occurred 1 year ago today in Puerto Rico. Now go ahead and take a listen to what she had to say about what she remembers from that day.
And I remember waking up with a voicemail from my mom crying, saying that the hurricane was really bad and she wouldn't know what would happen to the house and with the island itself, and when we would be able to communicate again.
Now at this event, the Puerto Rican Student Association is going to be showing a short film entitled A Year After Hurricane Maria, where they'll be talking about the situation in Puerto Rico and sharing experiences like what you heard from Toti. In addition to that, the Hendricks Chapel Choir will be debuting a brand new music piece that was actually composed by their director, who's an SU professor, and students from the Setner School of Music will also be performing. Now, this event is not just about celebrating the resilience of the Puerto Rican people, but also about celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Reporting live outside La Casita, Anna Azallion, Citrus TV News.
Our hearts go out to all of those who have been affected and are still being affected by Hurricane Maria. Thanks so much, Anna.
Former student of Syracuse University is suing the school over a Title IX investigation that happened back in 2015. Court
documents show the U.S. Department of Education is investigating the case after she sent in a complaint. The woman is labeled as Jane Doe in the court papers and claims the university did not handle the case promptly or fairly.
Today marked the first day of free screenings for sexually transmitted infections on campus. The Student Association announced earlier this week that free STI tests will continue throughout the year, with the next date in early November.
There will be another clinic tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Health Student Center. Your SUID is required for the screening.
And students walking towards Whitman may notice something different. The old hanging traffic lights above the intersection of Waverly and University Avenues are gone.
SU is replacing the traffic lights with new pole lights off to the side of the intersection. The project began last week and is designed to give a clearer view of the Hall of Languages from Waverly Avenue. Construction crews say the change is purely cosmetic.
Syracuse University announced that they will host the 7th International Building Physics Conference this week. The conference brings experts from 33 countries to discuss healthy urban development across the globe. Syracuse was chosen because of the research being done on energy use and the environment. Now, Zach, it was a really nice day out today. I mean, I know it's already kind of towards the end of September, but I feel like summer's still here.
Yeah, we're starting to get into that period where it's very cold in the morning, but then very hot by midday.
Definitely.
Carmella, what do you think about this weather?
Absolutely. You guys are completely right. As you look at the temperatures outside right now, we've got 71 degrees, mostly cloudy and low wind speeds. But as you saw this morning, it was Pretty chilly out, you needed a jacket, and then as the day progressed, it definitely got warmer. As we move into tonight, the weather is going to be mostly cloudy. Clouds are going to roll in. Winds are at 5 miles per hour right now. Wind speeds are going to pick up and be around 20 miles per hour, so make sure that if you're going outside, you plan on bringing an umbrella for some reason, that you don't let it go flip inside out. Temperatures will be 64 degrees, and it'll be a nice time for you, especially if you don't have AC, to really open up your windows, let that breeze roll in, enjoy the cool air while it's here, because tomorrow, oof. We're moving in at 9 a.m. We're going to have scattered thunderstorms throughout the entire day, starting 9 a.m. with 70 degrees. Move into noon, it's going to be 76 degrees, and as the day progresses, it's only going to get hotter. We've got 79 degrees at 6 p.m., scattered thunderstorms, like I said, and 20-mile-per-hour winds. Make sure you bring an umbrella. Make sure you bring a rain jacket, but if you're going to bring all of those things, make sure that they're windproof because it's going to be really windy. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Carmella. The Rosamond Gifford Zoo is adding a brand new snow leopard exhibit. The baby leopards were born on May 30th at the zoo, but are on exhibit for the first time today. The announcement came this morning after the zoo released clues to what the public should look for what the animals would be. Shoppingtown Mall on Erie Boulevard is now up for auction. The property owner, Moonbeam Capital, owes nearly $8 million in taxes and has not made a single tax payment this year. And according to the Onondaga County Property Tax Collector, this is not the first time Moonbeam Capital has failed to pay its taxes for the property. The auction is scheduled for October 22nd. Syracuse man was shot in the back last night. The incident occurred around 10 p.m. near Syracuse Upstate Market. The 30-year-old did not see the person who shot him and was rushed to Upstate University Hospital. Police say his injury is not life-threatening. There are no suspects as of now.
New updates on a double homicide at the Chili's restaurant in DeWitt. This morning, DeWitt police made a 5th arrest in the case. This is the man Jerome C. Pinkard. Police are charging him with illegally selling the firearm used in the shooting. Pinkard sold the gun to Tracy Brown, who then gave the gun to the accused shooter. Stay tuned to Citrus TV for more updates in the coming days. And a New York official is being charged after allegedly luring children to his home, where he convinced them to take off their pants and put on diapers. 61-year-old John Allen works for a mental health office in a town near Albany. Allen turned one of his rooms into an adult nursery, and the children involved were 12 and 13 years old. He was arrested on 29 counts of child endangerment. And 2 Onondaga County residents are now home from recovering from West Nile virus. The potentially deadly mosquito-borne virus left both people hospitalized earlier this month. There were 12 other confirmed cases of the disease in New York this year.
Coming up after the break, a shooting spree in Pennsylvania turns deadly after a gunman goes on a rampage overnight. Find out how the police got the suspect.
And the woman accusing Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh will testify under certain conditions. Find out what they are. Citrus TV will be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Breaking news out of Tanzania. At least 44 people are dead after a passenger ferry collapsed in Lake Victoria. However, officials are now saying around 200 passengers may have drowned.
Officials stated that the ferry was carrying more than 400 passengers. About 100 people have been rescued, but 32 are said to be in critical condition. The exact figures are not yet confirmed, as the person who dispensed the ferry's tickets died and the machine recording the data is lost.
The rescue mission is currently halted due to low visibility in the area.
A Florida airport was put on lockdown earlier today. Maintenance workers say they found a 26-year-old student pilot hopping a fence and boarding a vacant American Airlines plane at Orlando Melbourne International Airport.
After turning him into police custody, security swept the airplane and the airfield before lifting the lockdown. The incident caused 2 flight delays and interrupted airport operations for 5 hours. And Pennsylvania State Police say 59-year-old Bruce Rogel is dead following a shooting spree last night. The Chester County District Attorney says Rogel shot at but missed his ex-wife. The shooting happened at the home they used to own together, which he lost in the divorce.
Rogel then drove to a senior living home and shot and killed both of his parents, putting the neighborhood on lockdown. Early this morning, police pursued Rogel, which ended in a shootout outside his ex-wife's home.
While authorities found Rogel dead following the exchange, they don't know if he shot himself or if police gunfire killed him.
Police in Austin, Texas have issued a warrant for the man involved in a legal battle for making 3D printed gun blueprints available.
Cody Wilson was charged with sexual assault of a 16-year-old girl who says she was paid $500 to have sex with him.
Wilson flew to Taiwan before he could be detained for the crime. The Austin Police Department say he missed his scheduled flight back to the States. Christine Blasey Ford says she's prepared to testify in Congress next week. She accused Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault. Ford says she will testify as long as the conditions are fair and ensure her safety.
Senate Republicans were hoping for her testimony on Monday, but Ford's lawyer said in an email obtained by the New York Times that it's unlikely to happen by then. Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley is stressing the importance of Ford's testimony.
Few days on encouraging her to come.
South Korean president says Kim Jong-un wants a second summit with President Trump. In addition, Kim wants Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to visit Pyongyang to discuss the nuclear standoff.
In June, both Trump and Kim promised to take steps towards denuclearization. However, many experts believe Kim is not as willing to commit to further measures unless denuclearization includes economic benefits. Both Korean leaders say the goal to formally end the Korean War before the new year is still being discussed. And Brexit negotiations were stalled once again today, this time over the Ireland border issue.
The EU and the United Kingdom still cannot agree on a way to keep trade going smoothly with Ireland, who is now leaving the UK.
British Prime Minister Theresa May continues to face widespread criticism from Leave voters for her perceived inaction on the Brexit situation. The official target date for the country to leave the EU is March 29th of next year.
The World Anti-Doping Agency is reinstating Russia after a 3-year ban on the country's athletes.
The ban was initiated due to a scandal that allegedly involved Russian state-sanctioned doping. The decision is being widely panned by several international sporting organizations, including the UK Anti-Doping Agency.
Some Russian athletes did compete in this year's Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, though, as the Olympic athletes from Russia.
A Colorado meat company issued a recall for over 132,000 pounds of ground beef.
Cargill Meat Solutions cited possible E. coli contamination as the reason for the massive recall, with the meat being distributed nationwide.
The contaminated beef was produced on June 21st. A recall was issued from the same company back in August, also for reported E. coli illnesses.
And there might be a new app that might help you make your SU bucket list. And checking the weather outside, it is mostly cloudy, but will the clouds stay? Check out my new 5-day forecast after the break.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why
was the basketball court all wet?
Why?
Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation?
New York.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
A new phone application is starting to spread around campus. CitrusTV reporter Landon Wexler has more on the Q-centric app.
If you've ever wanted to scrapbook all your memories at school and found out that's just too much of a pain, you're in luck. Q students now have an app for that. The app called Q's Challenge launched about a month ago. I spoke to the app's creator, Adam Peruta, to find out how he went about making the Q's Challenge possible. The concept was tested out at Ithaca College, and Peruta says its initial launch was studied to improve for its big unveiling at SU.
The first 2 years, it gave us the opportunity to learn quite a bit, see what worked, see what didn't work.
Within the first month, Peruta says promotion has worked. When I asked Peruta his favorite challenge, he was a bit stumped because there are so many enjoyable challenges on this campus. In the end, he and I agree on our favorites.
As geeky as it sounds, like getting really excited to do the dome stomp.
Personally, my favorite Q's tradition is the good old-fashioned dome stomp. Check this one out, okay? But is the Q's Challenge app going to get students to do things like this? Well, that's certainly the goal. The app has been gamified to encourage students to use the app and participate. Peruta says as you complete more and more challenges, you can begin to earn t-shirts and other prizes. A few of the challenges include taking the iconic Hall of Languages picture, participating in Coming Out Month, using the Cycle Share program at SU, and even something as simple as taking the Connective Corridor bus route. And if you're feeling confident in your ability to hit the most challenges on campus,
I think the prize they're giving away here at the end of the year is a personal tour of the Carrier Dome.
So whether you're looking to get more involved on campus, become more Q's cultured, or just want to win a private tour of the Carrier Dome, the app is available now and you can start immediately. Landon Wexler, Citrus TV News.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
And checking the weather temperatures outside, temperatures are pretty consistent as you look across the state. As we look at Syracuse, like I said, we're at 71, Cortland 68, Ithaca 70, Elmira 74. If you're planning on leaving the area, the general vicinity, you're going to be pretty much at the same weather. With the clothes you have on right now are pretty good. And as we look at tonight, temperatures are going to be dropping down to 64, mostly cloudy. It'll be nice and cool. You can open up the windows in your dorm. If you don't have AC, this is the perfect kind of weather for you. And then as we look at tomorrow, we're going to have scattered thunderstorms throughout the entire day. 79 is going to be the high, scattered thunderstorms, 20-mile-per-hour winds. Make sure you bring an umbrella if you're going outside, because you never know if you go outside if it's going to be clear, if it's going to be storming. The decision is all up to you. And then as we look at our 5-day forecast, Friday we have storms. Saturday it's going to be AM clouds and PM sun. So this is perfect weather for the game day. 61 degrees is the high, and then 46 degrees is the low. So if you want to bring a jacket, bring a swacket, a sweater, it's all up to you to go to the game. Sunday it's going to be similar weather, warm up a little bit, 67 degrees and partly cloudy. Monday is mostly sunny at 70 degrees, and then Tuesday we're going to move into some showers again with 70 degrees. This weekend is really a great weekend if you plan to get off campus, if you want to get into the pumpkin spice latte mood, go apple picking. Fall is really coming. That's all I have. Back to you guys.
Coming up in sports, one Syracuse football rookie steps up when a star goes down with an injury. Plus, find out where the Syracuse Crunch are having preseason practices. All that and more, don't go anywhere.
Fancy pants peanut butter? a big screen television. You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles. What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Ehrlich, and welcome to sports. 1991, that's the last time Syracuse football was 4-0. This Saturday, the Orange have the chance to continue its hot start to the season against the University of Connecticut. Head coach Dino Babers says the Orange's win last Saturday against Florida State put the Orange back on the map. SU received 2 points in this week's Associated Press poll. This is the first time since 2011 the Orange have earned a vote in the AP Top 25. Freshman redshirt quarterback Tommy DeVito took the field against FSU after Eric Dungy came off from an eye injury. DeVito says Dungy's injury shows him you always have to be ready to step out on the field.
Right, it's awesome. All the guys rally behind me. As far as being on the sideline, it's a lot of communication things. So whatever a receiver might see, whatever a running back might see, we're always on the same page, and that helps us moving forward. Yeah, as far as preparation and practice, it really grew for me. As far as the first week, sometimes you're like, okay, I might not play this week, but then after that experience, it really more eye-opening to me that anybody's number can get called at any time, so you always got to be ready.
DeVito finished the game with 144 yards and 1 touchdown. DeVito is not set to start against UConn, though. Eric Dungy returns to the field against the 1-2 Huskies. Game time is 4 p.m. in the Carrier Dome. Syracuse women's soccer heads back out on the road after losing 2 straight at home. Tonight, the Orange take on Boston College. SU looks to give the Eagles their first loss of the season. BC currently sits with a perfect 8-0 record. Last Saturday, Syracuse began ACC play against number 13 Duke. The Blue Devils rolled past the Orange 4-0. Sophomore Kate Hostage looks to help her team rebound as she leads Syracuse with 4 goals. Now on to football. Tonight, the Jets kick off against the Browns in week 3 of Thursday Night Football. Cleveland had the number 1 pick in the draft and chose to skip over New York quarterback Sam Darnold. Tonight, the Browns find out if Baker Mayfield was the right choice. Darnold and the Jets had a strong game 1 of the season, but fell to the Dolphins last Saturday. Cleveland hasn't won a game since 2016, but Brown fans are so confident that they are putting GoPro cameras in bars across the city to record a possible celebration. Syracuse Crunch is heading on the road to Syracuse University. The Crunch is practicing at SU's Tennedy Ice Pavilion due to upgrades at the War Memorial. The practices are from September 25th to 28th. The Crunch also are on the road for their 2 preseason games against the Rochester Americans and Toronto Marlies. The first player assignments from Tampa Bay to Syracuse are expected this weekend. Baseball season is starting to wind down, and that makes every win for the New York Yankees and their playoff push that more important. New York looks to sweep Boston tonight. The Pinstripes currently sit 2.5 games up on Oakland for home field advantage in the wildcard game. Boston, on the other hand, tries to secure their 3rd straight American League East title and pop champagne in the Bronx. Masahiro Tanaka takes the mound and looks for his 4th straight win. The Mets also have a game tonight. New York faces off against Washington.
Okay, so Brittany, let's go back to that football game that's going to be on tonight. You got the Jets and you got the Browns. Now, the Browns are actually favored in this game. What do you think the Jets can do to really put themselves over the top?
Well, Sam Darnold, he has to look for Quincy Enunwa. That's the end of the story. He is a rookie, and he has had a few interceptions in the past few games, but if he just calms down, and it is Cleveland, they don't have a great pass recently, so don't worry about the Jets.
Yeah, and it's that special time of year right now where you have baseball and football happening at the same time. Lots to watch tonight. What are your predictions in that Yankees-Red Sox matchup?
Well, Tanaka, as I mentioned, has won his past few games, and Aaron Judge is back in the lineup, and he got his first hit yesterday, so I'm going with the Yankees. I may be a little biased, though.
just a little.
Just a little. Now let's talk about Syracuse again. Now Syracuse football taking on UConn this weekend. Do you think Tommy DeVito's going to get some playing time in this one?
I think it really depends on Dungy's eye and how he does in the first half. If he steps it up and continues rushing as he has in the first game, you have to stick with Dungy. He's the senior quarterback. But DeVito's shown that if need be, he can come into the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Brittany.
Thanks, Brittany.
Right. We'll be right back.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Got a quarter?
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Now, Carmella, I know you said there is going to be some showers tomorrow, but is this an all-day thing? Do I need the umbrella all day just for my morning class?
Yeah, absolutely. The temperature, it's supposed to rain in the morning, but then it's supposed to rain in the afternoon, and then it's supposed to be scattered raining in the evening. So if you want to go anywhere and not get wet and keep your hair looking fresh, you're definitely going to want to bring an umbrella.
Thanks for the hair.
No problem.
All right.
And so now if you check and look at my 5-day forecast, you can see this tomorrow morning, it is going to be hot. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, it's going to be rainy. But as the week progresses, it's really going to cool down, really bring in that fall kind of mood, if you know what I mean. So it's going to be 60 degrees on Saturday for the game, 67 degrees on Sunday, and then it'll warm up as the week progresses, 70 degrees on Monday, and then more showers on Tuesday with 70 degrees.
All right, now I'm used to people spelling my name wrong, but this company spelled its own name wrong. Hong Kong-based airline Cathay Pacific forgot the letter F in one of its planes. The airline sent the plane back to the paint shop after realizing the company's name was spelled P-A-C-I-I-C. So they simply did not give a F.
Yeah, really. I mean, the airline tweeted pictures of the airplane, joking that this, it won't last long, this spelling, but while the airline says it was a genuine mistake, others in the industry believe the spacing was too accurate to be a mishap.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for you here on Citrus TV News. For more, follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Citrus TV News for more content. For everyone here in the Citrus TV studios, I'm Zach Lang.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. Have a good night, Syracuse.